Okay. I've been meaning to record this for a couple of weeks now. This is from my first global game jam. It was this year, 2016, with Cleveland. The theme was rituals, and rather than go with like an occult theme, that was like my first idea. I decided to do something with mental health and set up a 1980s action hero, but he's got OCD, so he can't reload his gun until he's cleaned it, and then even then he hates odd numbers. So if you fill up an odd number of bullets like this, when you let go, boom, you've got no bullets. So you always have to load even number of bullets, and then you can go back to firing and playing. So I just wanted to set up, at first, honestly, it was kind of a joke, kind of a gag idea. But once I kind of got it working, I kind of liked putting the player in situations where he was really kind of, see, that's a bug right there. You shouldn't still have bullets left over when it starts back up. But I liked putting the player in situations where he was completely vulnerable, and he'd have to stop and deal with his OCD before he could go forward. I've been playing with this a little bit, so I'm better at it than I was the day that I put it together. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. It was a lot of time. I've got a couple weeks removed from this, so now that I look back, I'm kind of like, I don't know what took me so long, but I know I was killing myself to get this kind of swapping between animations and aiming the gun working and all that, and the guy was animated in Toon Boom Animate Pro 3, because I wanted to be able to reuse a run cycle, but then do a version with him aiming up or diagonal. See, I gotta reload. So trying to think what else I can say about this. I think next year's game jam, I might try harder to be a part of a team. It's a lot of work doing all the programming. There's the construct too, doing all the programming and then the art, and it was a race to the deadline. Like those mountains in the back, they're kind of garbage, and that's because I did them literally 10 minutes before I turned in the game, before the deadline. Those turrets don't look as great as I'd like. My tiles could use some work, but this is the first time I've really done any tiles. That was in Pyxel Edit. Yeah, I used Pyxel Edit. I really like that. I'm going to use that on my main game. But yeah, and then I did a lot of extra animations that I didn't get to get in there. With my main game, I do a lot of switching between animations based on like the direction you're going or the direction you're holding. So I was a little used to that, but I forgot kind of it's important to set up like a variable that's an override. So I have it set up where it's like, okay, you're moving and you're pointing up diagonal, so play this one animation. But it's they're all set up like that. But you need situations where it can just completely ignore that system. So that's why I like to put in a variable or a boolean that's like, if override is active, ignore this hyper complicated thing you've set up because you just want to play a death animation or something like that. So and then I got to the last day and I realized that I didn't have any enemies in the game, and I was really kind of sweating having to animate all these enemies. So what I did was I took the rigs from my my zombie pack template that I sell, and I redid the art and tweaked some of the animation on that, and it was kind of nice being like my own asset store. So that was nice. That's something I'm going to try and remember to do next time, next Global Game Jam, because it was nice to not have to sit there and kind of tweak a tweak a walk cycle. I had a couple of death animations already set up that worked pretty good. I'm trying to think what else. Setting up the I was kind of proud of the cleaning of the gun right here, and then once it's clean, you hit B then Y for each bullet that you load. I was pretty happy with figuring that out. I'm probably going to do a tutorial for that soon, but it's basically just I'm having trouble even remembering it. It's basically just saying, you know, if you hit left on the stick, set a boolean true, and then if while that boolean is true, when the stick is pointing right, you set the boolean false, and then you add 1 to this one variable. And then when that variable got to like 4, then I would say the gun is clean, now you can start loading the gun. Like I said, I'm a couple weeks away from this, and I was really fried after working on this game jam, so I might not be remembering that correctly, but I'll do a tutorial soon on the channel. But yeah, so I'll put a link in the description on where you can check this out. It is still really buggy. So much more I would have liked to have done. But for a 3-day prototype that I did on my own, I'm pretty happy with it. But maybe I'll flesh out the level a little more, all these floating trees that are bumming me out, and put it up on maybe Sierra's arcade or something like that. So thank you for coming by the channel. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and feel free to leave any questions or comments below the video. Thanks. Bye.